Hello everyone, Derek's Damn Toys, and we are back with another set of action figure reviews. As you can see, there is no plastic prison today. We've got them all set up, everything all laid out and ready to go. So why don't we get into the Elite 111 and 112 Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stack's Lorenzo reviews. Pretty excited. Got a couple of figures on the way, as I'm also in the middle of working on the Fed, as you can see. Kind of got a spot set up there. Just trying to get some of the small stuff done and out of the way, talking about action figure wise. And that's just because I may be moving soon, so hopefully I can get all my reviews and all that kind of stuff done here within the next couple of weeks. May not have a review done ready up until after I move and stuff like that. Not moving very far, but it doesn't necessarily matter too much. If anything, just hopefully I can get I guess you could say, the few matches I want to get done for the pick fed. But with all that being said, why don't I shut the hell up and we can get into some of these accessories. As you can tell, the Channing Stack's Lorenzo does have a little bit more, but I think the Tony D'Angelo accessories are just a tad bit better in my opinion. So why don't we get into the Channing Stack Lorenzo accessories. First things first, of course, he comes with 3 different sets of hands. He's got the set of mic holding hands that are on the figure, or weapon holding hands. He's got the slappy, handshaky Ricochet hands. Kind of funny to see, Ricochet's now in AEW, and I just grabbed his newest Elite figure. So, keep an eye out for that review. We also have a set of fist hands, for him to punch people with. A set of hands we actually didn't get with the Tony D'Angelo, just throwing that out there. And he's also got this super nice white jacket with the American and Italian flag on the back of it. Got a nice little eagle on there too. Some really nice accessories. I do love the way the jacket feels. It does kind of feel like a pleather jacket. So, keep that in mind, I guess. And on top of that, we can get into the Tony D'Angelo accessories now. He only comes with 2 different sets of hands. He comes with his own slappy / handshaky hands, or the forget about it hands, I guess we could say there. I don't know, I'm kind of talking a little too fast, so sorry if that didn't make as much sense as it could have. He also comes with a set of mic holding and or weapon holding hands. One thing I will say though, of course, compared to the Channing Stacks, is I do love the finger tape on the hands. And of course, unlike Jazzwares, we get the finger tape on both sets of hands and not just one set of hands, so that's kind of nice, He comes with a plastic fedora cap hat thing. I don't know exactly what kind of hat this is. I think it's a fedora. I'm not too sure. Fairly nicely sculpted though. It looks enough like the hat it's supposed to be. Just all black. He comes with this cloth king top because, instead of giving him the Sandman torso, they gave him this, and they gave him the bigger torso. Not a terrible thing, but we'll have to get into that here in a moment. Of course, my Sandman did ship, so I should be getting my Sandman here soon, so I can actually compare both of these figures, because a lot of people say that this is essentially the Sandman formula, just a little bit different. So I would love to see what the people mean by that, including MDT, because I think MDT made that depiction first. But besides the point, because the white tank top's still a nice accessory to have. We also have this really nice jacket with the TD on the front. You got the white straps on the bottom and the cuffs. I don't know exactly what kind of pattern to call that, but it almost kind of reminds me of MJF's scarf, just kind of patternized onto the sleeve. And then, of course, he's got a chain with the Italian flag on. What is that? I don't know, to be honest. Feel free to let me know in the comment section below if you do. But yeah, with that being said, let's get into these figures and on how they just kind of feel in hand. Of course, I'm just going to get into the Tony D'Angelo because the torso here is quite an interesting choice. Getting into the head scan first case scenario though, don't know why he won't look down, but he can look down quite a bit if you can get him to stay looking down, but for whatever reason, this head scan just does not like to do so, so I don't know what to do about that there. We'll have to figure that out. Of course, got pretty nice moving butterfly joints. Buttery smooth shoulder joints. Got the double jointed arms. Bicep swivel, wrist rotation, all that good jazz. The tattoos are looking quite nice there. I'm not exactly sure what this one says though, because it does have an AN there, so I don't know exactly what that is for, but it's a really nice cross tattoo. You've also got the American flag with the Italian flag over there with the eagle. Same design that's on the back of, Channing Stacks Lorenzo's jacket there, so that's quite a nice detail. We've also got the stripe going down the sweatpants. Sweatpants mold looks nice. I think it's kind of similar to the Shane McMahon mold, so that's kind of a iffy feeling, I guess. I'm not too sure, but the legs don't seem to kick forward all that much, which is going to probably be my problem with this figure. All around, though, not too bad. You get ankle pivot or ankle cut. I don't know if you realistically get any ankle pivot or rock. Kind of do, kind of don't. I just noticed there's like crud underneath my fingernail there. I don't know what the fuck that's from. Maybe it's nacho cheese Dorito dust. Anyway, all around this figure does look great. The torso choice though may be a little iffy, but nothing to, cry home to Sally about, or Mama, whatever you want to call her. You've also got the Channing Stacks Lorenzo figure, which he is jacked to hell. Like, this kind of reminds me of the Fandango torso from back in the day. Just a little too jacked, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he is this jacked. It beats me. I don't really watch too much NXT. I just know I've watched enough to know these two are a duo. So it kind of feels wrong just getting the Tony D'Angelo and not the Channing Stacks Lorenzo, you know what I mean? But of course, we've got this really nice head scan. I will say the hair and all that kind of stuff is nice. Maybe he could have used seeing like a fade on the side of the hair, some shit like that if he does have one. Because just having it bald right there just does kind of look weird behind the ear and shit, but maybe that's just me. One thing I can say though is that this dude here, he kind of looks like a dude who I used to go to school with. This kid's name was Mason, and honestly, really nice kid, I'll be honest. Still talk to him nowadays every now and again. I don't know why I felt the need to mention that, but yeah, he looks a lot like my friend who I used to hang out with a lot. Of course, getting down into the rest of the figure, as he does just have some simple black wrist tape, nothing too special there, no elbow pads. Everything, of course, moves fairly similar here. You've got the golden buckle with the silver belt, like buckle thing there, because I want to say that is a silver belt buckle, unless I'm just not seeing it right. You've got black, like, jogging pants. You've got black, like, Sami Zayn pants, because I do believe these would be a way better mold for Sami than the Sami mold we currently get. And I think MDT may have proved that in a recent, like, action figure surgery video. So, obviously highly recommend going and checking out MDT's content if you can and or want to. If you already aren't as well, I guess I should say. The golden boots are definitely also a nice little touch here, though I think they are a tad bit of a different color compared to the belt itself. Not the worst ordeal, I'm not complaining too much, it all looks good at the end of the day. My only gripe, and this is mine in particular, is my hand here is a tad bit loosey-goosey. So I'm not too big of a fan of that, but meh. Even if I do use them in the pick fed, who's to say Channing Stacks Lorenzo is like the next, John Cena? With that being said, though, why don't I shut up, get these guys all, accessoried up, and we can get into my final thoughts now, shall we? Alrighty, you guys. Now that we've got both these men all posed up, all accessoried up, I can say I finally figured out why Mr. Tony D does not like to look down. And it's not because he can't see his D, so he doesn't look down. He can't look down because there's something wrong with his neck peg. Like there's either a piece of plastic or something hindering it from fully staying locked in place. So I don't know what to do about that necessarily. Maybe I can get like a piece of bendable metal wire or some shit and get down in there and kind of dig it out and break that little plastic out so it can. I don't know, I've had that problem before, so I don't know if it's because of the new torso or what it could be. But what I do know is that the figure still isn't really that bad of a figure, just a slight little neck problem, If anything, worst case scenario, it's kind of like me in that sense. It kind of has a neck problem. But his neck problem prevents him from looking down. Mine can prevent me from looking side to side. Oh well, though, that's not the worst case. At least he doesn't have a broken wrist like Mr. Stacks here. I can't fucking hold a pose with any of my hands except for the open hand. I don't know, that's kind of annoying, I guess you could say. I almost had a voice crack there as well, so meh. But at the end of the day, all in all, what can I say about these two figures? I'd have to say they're both really damn solid. I do like them both. And when it comes down to it at the end of the day, Mr. Tony D, despite the neck problem, he is going to get a good solid 8 out of 10. I do love that figure. I love the blue. I love just the way everything looks. The accessories are nice. Yeah, mine's got a slight problem, but I don't think that really hinders much playability, maybe certain action figure photos, but meh, that's not the biggest ordeal for me. What is posability, and he poses around pretty well. If anything, I could see where maybe the leg problems could kind of take an issue there, but that's kind of like the only two problems really with that figure. So I'm going to give him a good solid 8 for that. Could give him a good solid 7 too. And I could see why you'd say maybe a good solid 7. And when it comes down to the Channing Stacks Lorenzo, I'm just going to say F it. And we're going to give him a good solid 8 out of 10 as well. And that's just because his figure is pretty damn solid. And with him not really having any definable features on his tights and or his gear, you could kind of just pop on any head and use whoever you want for that body, etc. Kind of have some random custom Johnny Trademark-esque character for the Fed maybe, I don't know. What I do know though is out of both of these figures, gave them both a good solid 8 out of 10. So that means they are going to get both a good solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. Just make it a good little simple number for both of them. Could have given them 4. But then what is it? 4.5 to make it 9? I think 3.5 at 8 might be decent. I don't know. Maybe you could say 4 out of 5 stars. That's all up for your interpretation, though. For me, I'm going to say it's a good solid 8 out of 10, a good solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. Usually, the 3.5 is reserved for 7 out of 10 figures, but I think it works for 8 out of 10 figures, too. Maybe, just maybe, these aren't the most, go out of your way pickups But if you're looking for more of the newer stars of today, looking for someone who could potentially fit a fully blooded Italian gimmick, these two I think definitely would work there. And you could also have maybe a third member come join in, make all three of them decent, you know. At the end of the day, that's just whatever. And at the end of the day, I'm getting a little tired, so maybe we're gonna just wrap this up real quick. So, on that note, if you like the video, feel free to like the video. If not, womp womp, I guess. But if you did like the video, feel free to go check out some of my other content, such as action figure unboxings. We've got reviews, such as what you are watching currently here with this one, and or we do pig fed content, as mentioned earlier on with the spot being there. Yeah, I try to do quite a bit for the channel, give people options to watch. Does it do good for me? I don't know. You'll have to be the judge of that if you go through and look. But at the end of the day, don't have too much else to say. If you would like to, maybe feel free to go follow me on Instagram. And if you guys could, feel free to subscribe. After all, it is free to subscribe. We are almost at 260 subs. So that would be kind of a nice goal to meet. And yeah, all I can really say is I'm thankful that she was quiet there, because she just kind of scared the shit out of me, and I almost thought I was going to have to do some editing, because my girlfriend just kind of like randomly came up in here, and all I heard was the door creak open a bit. So if you guys heard that too, that's why, because we've been kind of slightly preparing the downstairs, the apartment, to go move into it. Yeah, at the end of the day though, that's all I can really say. So on that note, I'm gonna sign out of here. Have a good rest of your day, night, evening, morning, whatever the case may be. I don't know, as I don't live in your time zone. Even if I did, where would I be anyways? That's the real question there. On that note though, we are out of here. So deuces, ooses, yeet.